Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Overhauled with me, the Diesel Queen. I am here today with a person that I actually met on YouTube. They tagged me in a video and I happened to see it and I checked out her channel and she is a badass mechanic working on hot rods with her dad. So Peyton, why don't you kind of give us a little introduction about yourself and tell us how you got to work in the shop with your dad? Like what made you want to work in the shop with your dad, and just give us some background.
Hi, I'm Peyton from Honest Peyton Speed Shop, and this is my dad, the shop assistant, and this is Arco from another channel. You gotta go check out Arco from Outlaw Edge. Go do that. And then the reason why I wanted to start working on hot rods was because I just have been fascinated with them. My dad actually created this channel because, like, as a joke, I think.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And then he started selling, like, shirts, and then as a joke, too. And then everybody was like, hey, I want to buy that. And then we started selling merch and other stuff. And then yeah, that's it. It's a lot.
So, how old are you, Peyton?
I am 14 now.
Nice. It's awesome. Believe it or not, when I was your age, I was not into working on things.
Oh, so, wow.
Feel lucky that your dad is instilling, I want to say installing, but instilling work ethic into you at a young age. When I was young, I hated my dad. I didn't hate my dad, but I was annoyed with my dad for okay, so one time I wouldn't get out of bed to go to the woods with him, and this motherfucker literally took me and all of my blankets and dragged me out of the bed and put me outside in a snowdrift until I got out of bed. And at the time, I'm hating him, and I'm so mad that he made me get up so early to go to the woods. But that helped me because I always showed up on time and I worked hard, and that work ethic was instilled in me, and I was paid very well because I had a good work ethic and I tried really hard and I was good at what I did. So it counts, especially because like what he said, a lot of kids, it's like pulling teeth to get them to show up at 7. Like, motherfuckers should clock in. We start at 7. You clock in at 7. That does not mean show up at 7 and fuck around for 20 minutes and then clock in. That means if you want to fuck around, you show up at 7:30 or at 6:30 and you fuck around and then clock in at 7.
Mm-hmm.
But if you decide, actually any job you pick to do, that work ethic of showing up on time and working hard will get you so far, because no one is like that anymore.
So now that I'm at the end of my Army career, I work with the new kids who are either going to training or just coming back. And at the end of the newsletter, I always wrote, be in the right place at the right time in the right uniform. The rest will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty accurate. But that's what I always say. And, people see my social media and sometimes they don't take me seriously because I'm kind of girly. Like, I literally have $3,000 worth of hair sewn into my freaking head right now. I wear.
I don't have any.
And I have very few.
Can I borrow some of that?
My natural hair is only this long.
Oh.
I cut a bunch of it because it was really damaged. So when I got my extensions, I cut a bunch of it. I've never been able to grow my hair long. I've been trying. That's why I have hair sewn in my head. But people don't take me seriously sometimes. Like, if you guys have watched the wonderful YouTube comments, I've been trying to delete as much as I can that are shitty. But sometimes people don't take me seriously because, there's no way you wear makeup and you actually work on equipment. Don't let anybody fucking tell you that. Don't let anybody get in your head with shit like that. If you show up and you work hard, the machine doesn't give a shit what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The car you're working on does not give a shit what you look like. So if you want to show up, no makeup, hair back, just rock your shit, great. You want to show up and you did some eyeliner and you braided your hair, great. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to fit into just because you work on cars, you have to fit into this box of what they think you need to be as a girl working on cars, or even guys for that matter. Like, just because you work on cars doesn't mean you can't be into video games too. Like,
now you were talking about Wyotech, and I've heard nothing but good about that college and whatever, all their courses. I mean, you agree it's the same thing? I mean, you were willing.
When I went, it was great.
Yeah.
When I went, it was great. In between me going and like about 3 years ago, it was not so great because they like Corinthian colleges had it was just not good. But now that Jim Mathis owns it, he's like revamped a bunch of that shit and revamped the courses, and he's really tried hard to get a lot of good instructors back. And from what I've heard from other people, it's been mostly positive from them. I liked Wyotech because not everybody's made for college.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you are and you want to go to college and you want to do more of like a community college thing where you have real college classes and a diesel mechanic program, like great. But that was not me. College was not going to be for me. I did not get very good grades in school. Besides my welding classes and my automotive classes and my shop classes, I actually used to ditch class that I was supposed to be in and go hang out in the automotive class. So not that I'm condoning getting bad grades, get good grades, like do good in school, because believe it or not, like all the math and shit you learn will help you even if you decide to be a mechanic. Don't be a me that needs a calculator for simple addition. So yes, math is hard, but yeah, I liked Wyotech. I liked that you can just focus on what you're trying to learn, and you can strictly focus. And it was so much more than just classes. About like the entire way they ran the school was designed to prepare you for the industry. Your dress had to be jeans, and they had they have uniform shirts. At least they did. I think they still do. They have uniform shirts. You had to have your shit buttoned all the way up. You had to have your shit tucked in. You had to be clean shaven, and your hair couldn't touch your collar, which for girls, I mean, if you just put your hair in a bun, that qualifies, right? Which some people think that's extreme. I don't, because I feel like that's getting people ready for the industry. You know, you're going to be expected to wear a uniform in 90% of the shops you work in. You're going to be expected to wear steel toe boots or safety toes. You're going to be expected to wear safety glasses. You're going to be expected. They used to, which I thought this was a bit extreme, but I liked the concept of what they were trying to do. I just didn't like how they approached it. I don't know if it's the same way as it was, but before your grade got docked if you missed a day. So you couldn't just not show up or you would fail. And if you missed a day because you were sick, you better have a fucking doctor's note, and you better have you better be able to prove that you were in fact like so deathly ill that you couldn't come in, or your grade will get docked. And even then, you only have so many days you can miss, like before you have to just redo that entire phase. So they really tried hard to push the like show up on time, don't be late, you don't leave early, you don't miss days. And so they really tried hard to push that shop, like that work ethic onto people, and push the professionalism onto people.
That's awesome. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, kids are so damn lazy. I mean, you can't.
Yep.
We've tried for years trying to get somebody to work in our shop, and it's always some excuse here and there. They're late every day or whatever. Yep. I mean, we had
their phone.
Kid, yeah, exactly. Texting all the time or whatever. We had one kid that was bitching that we were sitting the tools on the ground when we were trying to pull the transmission up, stabbing it in a truck on a lift. And I'm like, seriously? And Heidi just peeked her head around the corner and was like, what are you talking about? And he says, well, where I work, we lay rags out on the tool boxes, and it keeps the tools from getting scratched up and whatever. And she was just like, stop right there. Come get your check. Get out of my shop. Like, you're obviously not going to work here, man.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing that Wyotech pushed a lot was cleanliness.
Which I believe, that's how it should be.
There's a time and a place for everything, right? Like, I started at Wyotech kind of, I don't really count that into my experience, and I actually worked at a semi shop, an international dealership for 3 or 4 months, which I also don't count into my experience. But working on semis and shit, yeah, we mopped the floors every day. We cleaned all of the tools. Granted, they didn't just make us wipe off tools. They made us PB blaster the rubber handles, right? Because you can't brake clean rubber handles. You gotta like use PB blaster, like clean everything. Like everything had to be immaculate and put away. Which the first time I started at John Deere and I asked for a mop bucket, they all started laughing at me because they're like, "Are you fucking serious? Like this shit lives in the dirt. You are not mopping floors." And so there, like, it depends on the shop atmosphere, but in general, you do need to be keeping things clean. But it depends. Like I will be the first one to admit that I am kind of a messy worker. I'm kind of a messy worker. My bay, especially if I'm trying really hard to get shit done and I'm in a rush, it will look like a tornado went through my bay.
Mm-hmm.
But that is just how I work. I'm not necessarily proud of it. The last shop I worked at, I mopped my floors and I tried to put my tools away. Putting your tools away might seem stupid until you lose enough of them, and then you realize that putting them away was probably important because you want to be able to find them before the machine leaves. But people think that a lot of my videos were made at work during work hours, and they actually weren't. Most of them were made an hour before work even started in the morning times. But I have some. I need to do more, but I just haven't had anything to really even work on, so I haven't made much content.
We've actually been on our channel for like 7 months, and we have 1,500 subscribers.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And if you keep doing what you're doing and keep posting shit and keep working out in the shop and shit like that, it'll grow. And keep doing your thing where you cut little shorts out of stuff and make them as shorts and TikTok videos and stuff like that. The only suggestion I could give you with some of your video, I looked at your TikTok today. The only suggestion I could have with some of your shorter videos is people like have a like whoever's videoing, make sure the other person is in the video too a little bit.
Okay.
That's the only suggestion I have. Other than that, you guys are doing great.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, if you ever need any help, I'll help you.
What do you mean the other person being in the video? The person filming you're talking about?
So like I noticed when like on a couple of your TikToks, it was just a video of like the dash and out of the windshield. And I mean, if it does good, great, run with it. Like if it gets good views, great, run with it. It's fine. But for the most part, they're gonna want to see more than just out of a window, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like car people that are specific car people and that know what you're working on and shit like that, they're gonna be all about it. But for new people looking at the video, they're gonna have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
So that it can be helpful to have like even if you just start the video out as like a quick like 5-second video of the car, like outside of the car. It doesn't even have to be a person. It's like outside of the car, and then you like edit it into your driving video. That can help too.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really, it doesn't, like I said, if it works, and if you get a video that works and it goes viral, just go run with it on TikTok because it's so easy. TikTok is so, you will spend like an hour trying to make a good video on TikTok and it will tank. And then the next day you're like, I'm just going to post this thing that's stupid. And then it gets 5 million views. You're like, what the fuck? I tried so hard on the other one and the other one was actually a good video. Why is this?
I don't know. Like people are weird now.
That's the truth though. I have some videos that I did kind of like, not really as a joke, but there was this magnet video that I was like, this is so stupid. And people were bugging me about this welding magnet. So I did this quick video on it, just joking around, not joking, just kind of being like stupid or whatever, because I was kind of aggravated with the comments from the video that I had it on, you know. And it took off so bad that I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like it got stupid amount of views on it, you know. And I'm like, damn.
Yep.
Well, we average like 300 to 700 views on our TikTok because we don't have any clue what we're doing. I mean, at all. But when we started the YouTube channel, I literally would just hold my phone and say, okay, now let's try this. And she would do something. And now we have a stand and I just stay out of the way a lot, which is fun. Unless the story
TikTok is really irritating. Really
Yeah.
irritating. And there's no rhyme or reason behind what goes viral and what doesn't go viral. I've seen some of the dumbest shit ever go viral, but then I've seen some of the coolest shit go viral. So it's TikTok is, I wouldn't put much stock in TikTok. You're not gonna, like, it's a great platform to grow on, to try and get people from TikTok to your YouTube, which is where you can make money and shit, right? So, but on TikTok, you're never gonna fucking. They do have a creator program, which I don't know if you guys qualify for right now. They have a creator beta program, which is specifically for people posting videos that are longer than 1 minute, and that does okay. But TikTok is not worth investing a lot into. Like, don't put your heart and soul into your TikTok.
Okay.
It's great to transfer people. If you can get a lot of people on TikTok, it's great. That's what everybody uses TikTok for anyways. Is they just get a bunch of views on TikTok and then they try and push followers onto Instagram, onto Facebook, onto YouTube. So.
And it's funny, there's a lot of TikTok or TikTokers out there that they have really good TikTok stuff like welding, fabrication, whatever. And I'm like, damn, you guys need to have something on your YouTube channel. And they're like, oh, I have a YouTube channel. Go check it out. And then I go over there and they have like 3 videos with really dumb crap on there. I'm like,
yeah,
you could really be pushing it towards YouTube and doing some amazing videos that are long, you know.
Well, and all of the shorts and all the TikToks they are making could literally just be copied into shorts.
True.
Yeah.
And YouTube and Instagram and Facebook are all pushing videos right now because they're trying to compete with TikTok. So they're pushing stuff like that. They want to push your views. These platforms want to push people and encourage people to post short videos on their platforms so they can try and steal some of the thunder from TikTok, which I think is great because screw TikTok. But that's what I do. So in TikTok, there's a lot of speculation on if you film through TikTok or if you film outside and then post it to TikTok. It really just depends on your algorithm. But if you do happen to have a video on TikTok that you make that you like and you want to post it other places, there's apps that you can download that will remove the watermark, the TikTok watermark. And don't post anything on YouTube that has a watermark from somewhere else, or on TikTok, sorry. Don't post anything on TikTok that has a watermark from somewhere else because they will tank it. But it sounds like you guys make all your videos and then upload them, right? You're not like filming through anything.
Yeah.
That's good.